Hello, everyone. I'm not sure you can hear me. We're just waiting for some people to come in. Thank you for joining my show tonight. We're going to break some things down tonight, and I hope you enjoy it. We'll give some people time to come in.
Yeah. Lights on, mic check, time to break it down.
Hello, everyone. I want to talk to you a little bit tonight in regards to, let's break it down. We're going to first start off with Harvey, small town of Illinois, where we have a mayor by the name of Mayor Clark, who has been terrorizing their community. We thought that Tiffany was a 2.0. Well, he's a 10.0. He's been hiding behind everything due to Tiffany getting the limelight. So because of Tiffany getting the limelight, nobody was seeing what he was doing. He's taking the land from the people. He's tricking people into thinking that they're signing certain type of papers. Come to find out, they're taking their land. Elderly people are being displaced. He's got the people where when they go to a meeting, they're not allowed to clap. They're not allowed to speak. They're not allowed to make any noise. They not even the older men and older women are not allowed to question anything. They make the motion, they second the motion, but when it comes to questioning, he can tell who can question and who can't question. These are things that he is doing to Harvey. We are trying to bring awareness to it because I want all the content creators, everyone that's coming aboard to understand what's going on with Harvey. It's sad and it's really hurtful to see how the older woman was taken out of a meeting forcefully by the police department. It hurts so bad to see that. And then we sit back and we think everything is all right. Then also, I want to talk about later on in regards to what's going on in the United States. What's going on just not only in Harvey, Dalton, the township, other small locations, but we have to look at the United States a whole. How everybody is suffering or going through changes with this new administration. I know some of you not gonna want me to talk about. I call him the Orange Man. I'm not even going. I'm like Whoopi Goldberg. I'm not even gonna give him dignify him with a name. Orange Man and his administration. I'm more hurt about that because I used to work with the federal government. And what we as employees with the federal government, the security that we had to go through, where so many are going, that are in positions in the administration, that is not going through the security clearances and the things they have to do to get the position. And it's getting to a point now that anybody can do anything. When I say anybody can be in any position they want to be in, the way this administration is going. All you have to do is be a yes person. And that's the same it is with the mayor and Harvey. You can get anything you want as long as you're a yes person. And that's not fair. That's why you have the First Amendment right. And when you have the First Amendment right and that's taken from you, that is wrong. Everybody has the right to speak, to think for themselves. They have the right to be heard. They have the right to be able to speak and question what goes on in their life. Nobody should be able to sit back and not be able to speak for themselves. And that's what hurts me most of all. Let's start off with Harvey. Well, I don't know if some of you know that the alderwoman was removed from a meeting one day. Her name is Alderwoman Kobe Chapman, a young upcoming person in the community. She's very meek, humble, but she's also stands up for her people in her ward too. And because she stands up and she speak up for her ward, the mayor is trying to silence her. He's trying to intimidate them to a point that they don't supposed to question him. And that's not fair. And it hurts me that she has to go through humiliation, arrest. And then my thing is, okay, you arresting them. You charging them $500, as they say, per pop, per arrest. Where's the money going? Nobody knows where the money going. You're not being transparent about the money. You know, it's sad that people are taking advantage of other people. You know, there are some out here that are being taken advantage of, even in your own family, within your own community, within your own home. And it's not fair. Hello, the Soul Session. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's sad. It shouldn't be that way. It should not be that way. I know it's been a while since I've been on the air. I've been doing other endeavors. I've been doing some other things. And so now I'm back on and I'm going to try to be a little more, a little more visible. I'm going to try to be on more often. Tonight, we're going to talk about this. First, I want to talk, I want to continue to talk about Harvey. They were asking for our help. They're asking for us to reach out, let other content creators know what's going on. Let them know that this is going on. Let them know that these people are being intimidated. They are being told not to speak. If they speak out against what this mayor is doing, he sends his police to intimidate them. We need to make awareness throughout, like we did with Tiffany. It need to be the same with him. He needs to be stopped. The same way she was being stopped, now it's time for us to help them. We need to get the awareness out here. We need to spread it throughout the YouTube streets, as they call it. Let them know that this is unacceptable. We are not going to take this hands down. We're not going to let him continue to do this to our community. These people moved away from the hustle and bustle to have a peace of mind, to raise their children, to build something for their children. These people have built houses, built homes, memories, and you taking them from them and then having them torn down and leaving with empty lots. You're boarding up businesses where they don't even have a chance to grow. He's taking away the mom and pop stores. He's taking away any businesses that's entrepreneurs that's trying to start afresh. But the most hurt part is you are trying to force churches to have a business license, which is illegal. And if they choose not to have a business license, they can't even open the doors of the church to worship the way they want to worship. Now, this is getting out of hand to a point that you even trying to keep the people from worshiping the way they want to worship. That is horrible. And then you call yourself a mayor, a upstanding mayor. You have the police manhandle women. You closing the doors on churches. You closing the doors on businesses. You tear how you- I mean, you want to be a Mongol. You want to run a town, but yeah, you tearing the town down, the city down. That don't. How can you walk around saying I'm a mayor of a town when the town is torn down? The doors are closing. There's no hardly no businesses. They got to go to other adjacent cities to take care of business. That's not fair. The people don't have jobs because you're taking away their businesses of their own places. You're putting boulders in front of their stores unless they abide by your rules. Then you turn around. I saw the video of them when you boarded up people inside of a hotel that was there for people that didn't have nowhere to go. And people and Andrew Holmes from Dalton or Chicago, wherever he lives at, came and helped them to take the boards away from front of the place so the people can come out. And you boarded the people up in the building. And you say you're a mayor of a city? How dare you? And then you want to sit back and defame people's names, try to make them look like they're so terrible, and that you sitting back and being a manly of a man. Let me see, can I find the video? Bear with me, where we can see where they boarded up the hotel.
The buildings at 14437 and 45 Halstead Street in South Suburban Harvey were boarded up on Friday night after the city says the property had been deemed uninhabitable. The apartment several elderly people who say they are on Section 8 housing. According to the city of Harvey, the property had become a hotbed for crime, and the city's building department had determined the structural integrity of the building was a safety risk. The city of Harvey tells WGN that a meeting to inspect the building occurred in late August, and the owners of the property were contacted in October about structural concerns, advising owners to inform residents of necessary evacuation by the end of October. Residents tell WGN they received a letter on December 14th notifying them they would need to move out by December 29th. An elderly woman we spoke to who's on disability says she doesn't have the means to relocate so quickly due to her income and Section 8 housing.
I have people that would probably help me, but where am I moving to? On Section 8, there's a 30-day minimum window. It has the apartment you choose has to be inspected, and I can't just jump up and move.
The sixth ward alderman adamantly saying that it was not the city who boarded up the property, but a company contracted out, saying that no one was boarded inside their homes.
That's a total exaggeration. Nobody's been boarded inside any of the apartments. I know for a fact, I spoke with the police chief. Nobody has been boarded up inside any apartment. That is a total exaggeration. I repeat, the city of Harvey would never do that. The city of Harvey does not have the right to do that.
The statement from the city did not mention anything about residents being left inside apartments. However, it did say Harvey police performed several inspections and wellness checks at the property on Friday. The alderman tells us he is working directly with the resident who is on disability, working on finding her new housing. Back to you.
Stated that they did not board up anybody in homes. Am I correct? We all saw there for ourselves that alderman said that no one was boarded up in that. So bear with me one moment while I bring up the proof otherwise. Bear with me one moment. Excuse me. Have a slight cold. The weather done changed here in Washington, D.C. from hot to cold. So my body is reacting to the cold. So bear with me one moment. I'm trying to get the video to come up. It's taking a moment. So bear with me, everyone. Bear with me. My computer having a little problem getting the video to play. So bear with me. I pulled up all this information to prove otherwise, but it seems like my computer has other plans. So just bear with me, everyone. So sorry for the delay. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for the video to try to upload so I can show you, it's kind of sad to see that these things to these people. Like I said, we thought Tiffany was a 2.0. She's nothing compared to Harvey. I mean, this man has really did some things to people that is still heartbreaking and hurt. And then, you say you're a mayor. I don't understand. I'm sorry. I'm having a problem with looking at some of these mayors who are just, I looked at a video from AK Cole, who is showing Flint and how unorganized their board meetings are, and how disrespectful, and how things are not conducted completely right in Flint, where Advocate Jedediah Brown is up there advocating for the people, has been there to advocate for the people, because the mayor there is not doing the right thing. I just don't understand what's going on with the mayors, that they just can't do right by the people of their community. It don't hurt to be humble and kind. The same way you got the position, the same way you can go down. If they have not seen what happened with Tiffany, where she could have been somebody really important. She could have climbed far up the ladder, that she chose to not do that and to do what she did, and look at the fall that came behind it. And now you all are doing the same, and you're not trying to understand all come for you too. Not understanding why this happening. I don't know. I don't know, everyone. It just bothers me so bad to see this. Okay, now I have the proof. It's starting to play now. I'm so sorry for the delay.
Boarded up inside of their own apartment in Harvey with no way out. The city claims the building was unsafe. People there, and the young children, say that they were trapped inside. NBC1 picks up the story from here.
New cell phone video shared with NBC5 tonight shows a desperate nephew trying to get to 73-year-old uncle who he says was trapped and boarded in his apartment in Harvey.
You stuck up in there. Nephew called and got me on the door and said, "You boarded up in here." I said, "What?" And I opened the door and I saw there was a board right there.
Rudolph Williams has lived in this apartment near 145th Street in South Homestead for 10 years.
We just did until we got somebody to get screws out, so we can take that board down so we can get out.
There's someone still in the apartment. I'm gonna get out.
Williams told NBC5 he crews boarded the units yesterday and there's no one warned.
I was just thinking somebody was over enthusiastic, just got carried away with work, But I was wondering why they didn't knock on the door and ask, because I would have responded.
The city of Harvey said having problems with the property owners over unsafe conditions of the building since last October. Discussion extensions were made to fix the problems, including structural issues. The city says the owners were notified that evacuations were mandatory by October 28th and for them to notify residents. By mid-December, the buildings department determined the property pose an imminent safety risk. The city says it started getting calls last night about the board up and that police conducted wellness checks this morning, but didn't find anyone inside.
There was no well being checked because how was he still inside this apartment?
Crisis responder Andrew Holmes says at least 4 people were boarded up, including a mother and her 2 children. As for Williams, he's asking how something like this could happen.
Disappointing in the way that people, the way things happen, seems like there's a lack of compassion around here.
We reached out on this entire situation. We are still waiting to hear back. Reporting in Harvey, V1 NBC 5 News.
Now, they said that nobody was boarded up in there. There are witnesses right there. The gentleman was banging on the door because in there. Andrew Holmes from Dalton was standing there. They were pulling on the board.
Confessed shooter from on.
So I'm not understanding. I'm sorry. I'm not understanding how this is happening to our city, our cities that have mayors that are doing these things to the people. And then, I'm getting ready to show you the video if I can get it to come up in regards to what the mayor did at a meeting in Harvey to Alderwoman Kobe Kobe Chapman. I'm sorry, Kobe Chapman. So sorry, ma'am. I don't mean to butcher your name. Her name is Alderwoman Kobe Chapman and her mother. Hold on just a moment. Bear with me. Hopefully this video will play better than the last one. Hold on.
About a constituent's home, and the mayor says that issue had already been addressed. What you're about to see happen next. This is video during the April 28th Harvey City Council meeting. Mayor Christopher J. Clark says Second Ward Alderwoman Colby Chapman was disruptive during the meeting 3 times.
The Second Ward Alderman was out of order.
Clark says that led him to ask council members to vote on censure to remove Chapman.
To censure and remove the Second Ward Alderperson from the meeting.
We obtained this video shot by a frequent critic of the mayor, and that person added the words you see on your screen. It shows Chapman refusing to be removed. An officer comes to gather her belongings, prompting Chapman to say, then Chapman pushes the officer. At that point, she's let out by police and tries to stay in the meeting by holding onto the door. The Harvey Chief of Police Cameron Bidding says he was later placed in handcuffs.
This is an opportunity for the usual biweekly grandstanding that we normally get from this particular alderperson, which is why, in my opinion, that the other alderpersons were so readily available to issue a motion of censure, because this is not the first time that we've had to deal with this.
The mayor says Chapman has been censured and asked to city council meetings on 2 other occasions. During this incident, caught on camera, she was arrested and charged with battery of a law enforcement officer, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. Chief Bidding says Chapman's mother was also arrested and charged with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest.
There's a barrier that we have inside of City Hall that we don't allow residents to come past. And during the commotion, her mother walked past that barrier. We asked her to step back. She didn't want to do so. So we ended up having her being escorted out. She walked out, followed her daughter. And then as we were asking to leave the facility, she did not want to leave the building.
Now, when asked for comment, Chapman told us that she's going to be having a news conference here at City Hall on May 12th at 6 p.m. In Harvey, Suzanne Lemignot, CBS News, Chicago.
Thank you.
Okay, now you see how they manhandled her. Just because she was asking the question, I'm unable to get the video prior to that incident. I was trying to find it, but if anybody has it, can they send it to me? Because, or let me know how I can retrieve it. Because what it is, she was asking him what it is. They said, make a motion. They second it. When they say any questions, she started questioning. He told her she could not question. And when she kept trying to question what was the motive and what was going on with the lady's house and speaking up about it, he told her she could not question that. She could not talk about that. He was refusing to answer her in regards to this lady's home. She's 80-some years old, and she was questioning about them turning her water off and removing her from her home. And they turned around and took a $167,000 valued house, a house that was valued at $167,000, and sold it for $2,000. Only $2,000 for a $167,000 house from this lady who's in her 80s. And you want her censored and removed from the meeting because she questioning your motive. Why was that done? Why was that allowed to be done? Why would you do that? Hello, Bay Solo. Thank you for joining me. Why are you doing that? Why did you take this lady's home that she had for so many years? I think it was 40-some years that she lived in that community. Build a home so if anything happened to her, her children can have a home to go to, and the grandchildren. Yet you took the home from her that was valued at $106,000. That's what bothered me. It was valued at $167,000, and you sold it to somebody for $2,000. What a slap in the face. And this is what's going on in the city of Harvey, Illinois. It is so sad. It bothered me so bad for that to happen. And hello, Nurse Patty. Thank you for joining. And also, let me say thank you to all those that would be doing the replay. I just wanted to bring to light the things that are going on in Harvey, how these things are being done in Harvey, how that now Dalton, the township, is coming to them. When she had the press conference, hold on a minute, let me see, can I get the press conference for you? See if that'll upload for me. Sometimes my computer moves a little slow, so bear with me, everyone. Okay, bear with me. Yes, Bay Solo. Shaking my head too. So many mayors are so corrupt. I was looking at A.K. Cole video last night in regards to Flint and their board meeting. It is sad. They have people there that's so disrespectful. I mean, when I say so disrespectful, I'm gonna talk about that too. That was a meeting that was just, oh my God, it's just so much is going on within our own backyards that is sad. And I'm like, you know, what are you accomplishing by having these titles if you're not looking out for your constituents? You know, you got them to vote you in. Is it all about the money? Is it now that's all it is? It's the money. It's all about money. That you don't care about the people anymore. I mean, what happened to your soul? What happened to humanity? It's like this world is, you know, forgot about humanity, love, helping one another. And it's like now we just going ahead and just doing anything to anybody. And it's okay because of the love for money. And like the OJs used to say, for the love of money. And I guess that's it now. This is where the world is now. It's all about the money. It's not about people anymore. It's about money and what I could get for me. It's all about me. And it's sad because these mayors are showing their constituents, you don't matter. You thank you for letting me get in office. Now, thank you for the money. Now I'm going to SA you all with the money and sit back and grandstand and let you sit back and suffer for it. And yet you're going to make sure your family is okay. You're going to make sure everything around you is okay, but you could care less about your community. I've seen videos of Harvey, and I mean, it's terrible. You only have 2,000, maybe a little more than 20,000 people in your city, and yet you make it look like it's almost abandoned. I mean, the downtown is terrible. I plan on, if the Lord bless me, to go there in August just to see Harvey and Dalton in the area myself, and not just by videos that I'm seeing. But I just want to see for myself. And I'm so happy for Dalton. I'm not trying to bring only gloom to everything in that area, the Southland. There are some great things happening now. Now that Dalton has finally got back on their feet, they're doing great things. I'm seeing so many things that are being done in Dalton that is productive. I'm seeing so many things that's being done in the township that is productive. And I'm happy, so happy. As my pastor that I used to be under, I'm under a different pastor now, but the pastor I had before, he said, I'm happy glad. So I'm happy glad for Dalton, and I'm happy glad for Thornton Township. You know, I've been there, may not been at the very beginning, but I've been there at the beginning when they first started advertising it and showing what they was going through. And seeing this, it just makes me so happy. And I met so many people from that area. I may not met them in person, but I have met them through YouTube and Facebook. And it's a joy to know them and see the love that they have for one another and the love they have in their community. And this is what Harvey need right now. They need that same love, that same understanding, that same commitment together. And they're fighting, but you got to all come together in Harvey. I don't know who live in Harvey or who hears this that want to show this video, but please let them know we are here for you. We're going to spread the word just like we did with Tiffany. We're going to let it be bring on awareness to everyone in regards of the, you know, what they're doing to you, how unfair it is to you. It hurt me when I see that you can't even open your mouth in a meeting. You are elected official and you cannot contradict him, or you cannot question his motive or question what he says. That's against constitutional rights. Then you don't want the people to clap. You don't want the people to make no emotion. Even in church, you're allowed to even praise the Lord. We are even allowed to praise God or whoever we praise or whoever we worship. And you can't even say anything in a town, a public meeting. You can look, we can even clap our hands in the church, which is the public. It's a public meeting together. Whoever will come may come. And they can come in as long as they're not coming in there ill-mannered. But if they're coming in there and they want to praise God or want to do whatever, they're allowed to. You are stifling their rights. You're making the people so they don't make them feel like they're wrong for just being who they are. That's not fair. You can talk and say what you want to say, but they're not allowed to clap. They're not allowed to talk through their phones to people that they're filming with on their YouTube channel. Nothing. And that's not fair. You all are just doing the most. And then you want to sit back and think the people supposed to be happy. How are they going to be happy where they live at when you're sitting back and you're putting your foot on their neck? Or you're putting your hands around their neck and choking them and making them be submissive to you. You are not a king. You're not God. You are a human being just like them. You put on your pants the same way that some of these women put on their pants or men put on their pants. You know better than they are. You are a human being just like they are. And it's time for you, Christopher Clark, to recognize that these people are human beings with feelings and emotions. The same way you have feelings and emotions, the same way you can say what you want to say, it's the same way they should be allowed to do the same. And don't think just because you sit behind that desk and have a gavel in your hand that you can't come down off that pedestal. The same way you got behind that and sat up on that pedestal is the same way you can fall off that pedestal. So don't get too comfortable and don't get too happy. I know we ain't got, but I don't know, I think they said 14 more months deal with you. Well, I'm going to tell you like this. All us YouTubers, content creators, we're not going to let you ride. We're going to ride you till we can't ride you no more. We're going to break your back. We're going to put our foot on your neck the same way we did with Tiffany. We're letting you know now. Our voice is going to be heard for those that are voiceless in your city. We're going to speak for them. We're going to stand for them. We're going to talk for them. We're going to bring notice for them. I'm letting you know now who I am. I'm an advocate with all the other advocates on these content creators channels. We're going to bring awareness the same way we did with Tiffany. You are not beyond us coming for you. You was a punk when the news people was there. You hurry up and made sure that when Chicago Red went to go to the podium, you wanted to go ahead and take a recess because now you feel like you couldn't control nothing no more. And they need to come in and do more of that. The news media, people need to contact the news media, have them come out to the meetings. Let them come all out like they did with Tiffany. Let them see the raw him. Not what the YouTubers is showing. Come out with your news and make sure that the world know how they are. Those that has content creators that have people that's in different parts of the world, let them know what's going on with Harvey. Let them know that he's doing the same thing as Tiffany, except that he's not a 2.0, he's a 10.0. He's intimidating the people. He's sicking the police on them like they're dog, like the people are dogs. And the police, be very, very careful. Because if you haven't really seen a crime committed, you can get in trouble also. Don't think because you can hide behind a badge and think that you don't have no responsibilities either. Because unless you see a crime committed, you don't supposed to charge a person for a crime just because the mayor told you to. Because if that lady had got hurt, any medical problem had happened with that young lady, you would have been responsible because the courts would have came at you and asked you, did you see a crime actually being committed for you to be so aggressive against her? She said she was leaving. She was putting her stuff together to leave. You should have stood there and see how long until she got herself together and left out. You didn't have to reach down and touch her stuff. You did not have to reach down and touch her. You are going to pay the same way. So I hope you enjoy your jobs while you can, because you can't keep getting away with it and think it's going to be okay. Intimidating the people in the town, in the city. Excuse me, I don't mean to make Harvey a town. I'm sorry, people. I'm so sorry. But the city of Harvey. Ryan, I hear you, my brother. Alderwoman Kobe Chapman, I hear you, my queen. And I'm going, wherever platform I'm on that they want to talk about it, I'm going to talk to it. I'm going to make it be known. Hopefully the ones that I go to their platform channel and they allow me to speak, that I can speak about it and let them know that we need to, as a community, YouTube community, need to go out here and do the same thing. I'm going to see if I can get in contact with Pink Book. I think it's Pink Book Lessons. I think that's her name. Get in contact with her. I see that Cafe of Knowledge is already on it. Minion, the opinion is, I said what I said. She's even talking about it. We are going to talk about it. We're going to bring awareness to Harvey. We're going to let it be known that he's being cruel to the people in the community. And it's not right. It's time for us to stand up with Harvey and let them know they're not alone. We see them. We actually see them. We see you. Nurse Patty said, Harvey and Riverdale are terrible. Mayors are doing. Nurse Patty said, Babe Solo, Harvey and Riverdale are terrible. Mayors not doing a damn thing. Babe Solo said, shaking my head. Many mayors, yes, Babe Solo, they are. Nurse Patty said, yes, Dalton is moving forward. Yes, they are. They are moving forward. Thank God. Thank God for the change. I love it. I love it for them. I mean, I love it so much. I can't wait if God bless me to be there in August so I can hug everyone and let them know how happy I am, how much I was praying for them, interceding for them to be where they are now. I know it's going to take a while. It's not going to happen overnight, but just seeing the changes that I do see is glorious and beautiful. And I just hope that it stay that way. Thornton Township. I hope y'all hire Stephanie as y'all administrative assistant. I think she'd be awesome. I think she'd be an awesome person for your administrative assistant if you haven't already assigned somebody. And I don't know, who you have for your CPA or who you have for your treasury department, but I have a feeling that Napoleon is going to make sure that everything is in order to bring Dalton to another, and bring Dalton forward in a positive way. So I'm just continuing to pray for you all, Dalton. I'm continuing to pray for you in Thornton Township and Harvey. And from what I'm seeing, Riverdale is just as bad. Nurse Patty said, I'm in Riverdale between Dalton and Harvey. Okay. So Nurse Patty, so your community. If you have anything that you want me to know, I'm getting ready to put my email in the chat so you can send me anything in my email that you think that you want me to show the people to bring awareness to Riverdale. I would not mind helping you with Riverdale either. Okay. If you look in the chat, you'll see my email address. You can send me anything, Nurse Patty, in regards to Riverdale. Anything you know about Harvey that you think I should be aware of, you can send it to my email. I don't mind. I'm here to make awareness. I'm here to be an advocate on my channel for them, for you. I want to make sure that you all know we see you. We are here for you. We have your back. We love you. Agape love for you. We don't have to live in your community not to love you. That's the problem with humanity now. We don't have to love anymore like we used to. We used to have the big mama and big papas that looked out for their community and loved one another, looked out for each other's children, looked out for each other's home. You had someone sick in your community, people would rally out, bring soup, bring whatever they can to help that family during their hardship. Now it's all about self. And we need to get back to that love, that agape love for one another. Now, let's talk about our United States. Now, I want to ask these questions. And this is a question for those that may not be on now, but go back and look at my replay. I want you to look at this. Let's break it down. We all want to get rid of the immigrants. And I'm not going to say all. There are quite many people wanted the immigrants to leave. They were saying there was such a crime and corruption with the immigrants being here. Well, we got rid of the majority of the immigrants. Now I want to ask y'all a series of questions, and I just want you to think about it. Now that a big majority of the immigrants are gone, forcefully, illegally, mistreated like inhumane, to remove them from somewhere, and yet, I want to ask these questions. What is happening now that the majority of the immigrants are gone? What has changed in the United States? Now remember, the immigrants came over here with taking everybody's jobs, taking the money, causing crimes and corruption. Now a big majority of the immigrants are gone. What has actually changed for the better of the United States? That's happening right now. How many of their jobs that they had, that they supposedly have taken from us, that we are working? How many of the places that they occupied that we are actually living in? How many of the places that they were doing things like sweeping the parking lots, being the people in the kitchens and restaurants washing the dishes, being the people that was custodians and janitors in buildings, being the people that was the cooks in these fast food restaurants? How many of you all went and applied for those jobs? I'll wait. How many of you that's unemployed broke your neck to run down there and apply for those jobs? I'll wait. How many of you broke your neck because you unemployed to go out there and work in the fields? I'll wait. How many of you that broke your neck that's unemployed that went out there to apply for jobs to go out there and take the fruits off the trees? I'll wait. How many of you went out here and did construction work that's unemployed? I'll wait. How many of you out there mowing the grass and do landscaping for the communities? Had your own landscaping business and got out there and started really working and making the money? I'll wait. But yet you was the main ones that's running your mouth saying they need to go because they was taking the jobs, taking our money. How many of you that was getting assistance from the government that your money has increased now since they have been removed? those that have been removed. I'll wait. But yet you want to talk about what these immigrants, I want to find out how many of the crime rates have gone down since they've been gone. I'll wait. How many has made more money now that the immigrants have, most of the immigrants are gone? How many banking accounts have increased since they've been gone? I'll wait. How much changes in the United States have been done since the immigrants, most of the immigrants are gone? I'll wait. I don't want you to answer. I don't want a 1 or 2 or 3 in my chat. I just want you to meditate on that. I want you to think about when you woke up this morning, what really changed now that the immigrants are gone? Majority of those immigrants that are gone, the ones that they said was criminals and SAers and all these things about them and how bad they were, how many of them, how much have really actually changed? Oh, I said what I said. Hold on, I'm getting ready to send you an invite so you could join me if you care. Let me know if you want to come up. And you're right. No damn thing is worse. And I know, in my opinion, I know it hasn't got better. It got worse. How many farmers are losing their jobs because of the Doge cuts? Look, because of the tariffs, how's the prices of groceries going down? The cost of living going down? How much of the housing market, the prices for a house is going down? I just want to know where the major change of getting rid of the immigrants in the United States have made a major change. You woke up this morning, there was a major change in your life because the immigrants were deported back to wherever. Some of them was even deported to where they came from. They were just deported anywhere just to get rid of them. But yet, farmers, y'all were so busy getting rid of, trying to get the immigrants out. Now we bringing immigrants in, they are farmers to take over your farm. The South Afrikaners were farmers. They took the land, was taking over the land in Africa. What do you think they're going to do once they come to the United States? They already said they're going to help them with placement for jobs, housing, everything they want. They're willing to do this for them. The immigrants had to fight and ask for help. They're getting it without even really asking. The ones that was Hispanics, the ones that they said was criminals, children, mothers, fathers, all of them were criminals, sending them away. But yet they're bringing the South Afrikaners over here to work your farm, to eventually take your farms. How did that make you feel? I'm just saying things to make you think about it. I know a lot, I'm gonna get some flack behind this. I probably won't get no people that like me behind this. I don't really give a patootie tootie. All I know is fair is fair. And if you're going to be fair about something, be fair about it. Let's be fair about what's going on. Let's be fair about everything. You know, we got United States acting a plum fool. We got the cities acting a plum fool. We got towns and villages acting a plum fool with their administrations. And then y'all want to say, oh, we happy now. Who y'all fooling? Ain't nobody happy. Everybody is, we're trying to stay happy. We're trying to do it the best way we can. We're trying to stay happy. We're trying to be pleasant. But you got people out here that's just acting a plum fool. They miserable, so they want to make sure you're miserable. Just because they got money and titles, don't get it twisted that they're happy. They're not happy. They're miserable because every day they're trying to figure out how they can get over on you. And it's stressing them to try to get over on you and hoping that they don't get caught. So they're miserable. So because they're miserable, they want to make you miserable. Now, I just want to bring up something. I want to bring up a video of Flint. This is another one. I want y'all to see how these people acted at a meeting the other night. And I want you to see how unorganized they are. This is the place where Jedediah Brown, Advocate Jedediah Brown, went there to advocate for the people there in Flint with the bad water. And the water is still bad. They said the water still stink and tastes bad. They now trying to get EPA. I think if I remember from Judge Jed's video, that he's going out and trying to get testers so they go back and test the water to present it to the board and also to EPA, the government side, the federal government side, not the city, not the town, but the federal government side, to show them that even though they said the water is good, it's not. EPA lied to them. They're still suffering from bad water. So bear with me one moment while I try to get my video to come up for me. Okay, I'm getting ready to bring up the meeting. Thanks to AK Cole for the video. Thank you, AK Cole.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis?
Present.
Ms. Priestley?
Present.
Ms. Winfrey Carter is not in. Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Mashad is not in. Mr. Pfeiffer is not in. Mr. Jarrett?
Present.
You have 3 members present.
We have 3 members present. We are at ease until a quorum can be established.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis?
Present.
Ms. Priestley?
Present.
Ms. Winfrey Carter is not in. Ms. Burns?
Present.
Ms. Mashad is not in. Mr. Pfeiffer,
Present.
Mr. Jarrett.
Present.
You have 5 members present.
We have 5 members present.
I didn't see the police down there trying to help them. I want answers. I will be here every time I'm able to come and speak, because I will be the squeaky wheel to get the oil. Everything in the wash will come out in the rent. The only people holding us up is the Flint police force. They won't release anything. They won't give no answer. They're not doing anything. But
the lady over to the left of the screen, her name is Councilwoman Liddell. The lady in the middle, to the left, the white lady, she is in charge. She's presiding. The lady with the white hat is also a councilwoman. And then in the far right corner on the other side of this gentleman who is the lawyer, there's another councilman that's not in view. But the lady over to the far right corner, left corner, oh, she's off the chain. Wait until you see how off the chain she really is.
for 3 years. Now, why is that? How can you hold an autopsy from a mother for 3 years? I want answers. And I like that. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I want the public to know what's going on. Why are they doing this? Now, somebody knows.
Oh, I'm sorry. The lady that just came in with the red dress on, with the red jumper, I think it's a pantsuit or a dress. She also is a councilwoman too. This meeting is off the chain. I'm not going to stop it anymore. I'm just going to let it go. I'm just letting you know who all the people that are on this panel. We'll go from there.
Oh, something. I want to say thank y'all, and I will be down here fighting for my baby because he can't fight for himself. Thank you.
Anyway, stay tuned, America. We're going to see how we deal with the cartels. They act like they taking over Mexico ever since the president named Mexico the border.
Next speaker is Arthur Woodson.
Let me start by saying, since Sister Littlejohn can't get up here and say what you did, Judy. Judy, you dirty for that. You called the meeting to order when it was only 3 council people here. Y'all late all the time, man. So people don't be here all on time like, like everybody else do, because y'all late. And you called the meeting to order, so could nobody put slips in to speak? And it was people still coming. Y'all sit back just to do dirty mess. And then Liddell sit up there and frown at people instead of just listening to see what's going on, man. That's dirty mess right there. Y'all don't want to hear people. Y'all don't even want to hear the residents speak, man. But let me start off by saying this real quick. Judy, Councilwoman Priestley, Councilwoman Lewis, you all, I was watching the video. I couldn't make it. I was out of town. And you all kept on throwing that $75,000 around that St. Mark's got. Councilwoman Lewis, for you to be second ward council person and for St. Mark's to be in your ward, not one time have you sat down and asked Pastor Thompson what happened with the $75,000. Because if you did, you would have understood why he didn't use the 75 reimbursable dollars. The mayor wouldn't sign it. All y'all got vindictive ways, man, to be elected officials. Y'all are some of the dumbest elected officials I ever seen in my life. Y'all are demons, man, demon childs. Look at you, looking down. Don't care about nothing. But see, that 5th vote is coming, and I swear to God, if it was me, that's why I can't be a councilman, because I'll suspend you until November 2026. That's what I would do.
Now, having said that, a few days later, here come the Environmental Protection Agency with a gut shot, another gut shot to the city of Flint by saying, the emergency is over. How can the emergency be over? We still don't have settlement money. The water's still not safe. The water's still not affordable. There's still much to do infrastructure-wise to get the water system up to par. We still have health issues, and we have asked that the residents impacted by the water crisis have health care like they gave in Libby, Montana. Y'all look that up. Libby, Montana, Medicare for all. They had a health care crisis. It was included in the Affordable Care Act. But for some reason, we in Flint couldn't get it. Now, we come up here and tell y'all what's on our mind, what are bothering us, and a lot of times we suggest things that fall on deaf ears, like 16 million additional dollars for rehab. But this time, because of what the EPA has done, and it has pushed us into further crises, health-wise and quality of life-wise, by them lifting the emergency letter from this council to the EPA and say that this is not acceptable, and talk about the challenges that we still face here in the city of Flint. You can do that. You've written letters beyond the city limits in the past, and it's time to write another one.
Now, if y'all see the lady that's sitting in the back,
Let me guess. You're thinking about going to therapy. And as a therapist
me.
myself, of course I'm going to say that's so great.
the lady that's sitting in the back right there with the
Good
blue
evening.
jean
My name is
jacket
Sandy
on
Jobin.
and with the
First of all, I want to announce that
scarf,
Kenneth Miller
she's gonna
resigned
come
from
up
the
and she's gonna be off the chain. She's gonna give it to him.
DPW. And also, I think it's pretty sad that we still have rules for me, but not for thee, or rules for thee, but not for us. I was at the last meeting and the gentleman sat here and pleaded his case with the children, stating that he wanted to voice his opinion, and you guys allowed it. But yet, you pick up the box before you even have quorum, and that's all about control. And that's all Flint has ever been about, is controlling the people. And you guys are forgetting that these people voted you in, unless they didn't. And that's why you have nothing to lose, because you were placed. Maybe they thought they voted you, or they didn't vote you in, but you guys were placed by somebody. Now you can take that whichever way you want to. I have listened to story after story, and I was at the water crisis dinner or thing just a few weeks ago. It brought me to tears to hear the story of the mother that had the son left in the down at the hospital in Ann Arbor. Left there with no identification, no nothing. Brought there from McLaren Hospital because they didn't want to treat him with Legionnaire's disease. And then told the mother to just let him go. Gave her morphine to do it. What the fuck is going on? I am so sick and tired of this society, and I don't care. I am doing my First Amendment right.
Your time's up.
I am doing my First Amendment right. You cannot take my fucking word.
You are asked to sit down.
I didn't say fuck you. I said
yeah,
what is going on?
I heard it. Please sit down.
Really?
Your time.
That's the only time you pay attention. You are nothing but a treason traitor.
Down.
You are treason traitor.
Point of order.
What's your point?
You asked her repeatedly to sit down. That should be a second order, and she should be removed from this meeting. I'm gonna say it again. I don't know if you heard it. Yeah. So you asked her repeatedly to sit down.
That's true. I will give her a warning. Thank you very much. Go ahead. Next speaker, please.
The next speaker is Allison Montgomery Littlejohn.
Sorry about that. The video stopped. Of course, we have commercials. Here we go.
Point of order.
What's your point?
So she submitted her information.
That's what I was going to just ask. My understanding is that she had not when the box had been picked up. Is that correct, Madam Clerk?
She submitted her information.
Go ahead.
Point of order.
What's your point?
So I just want to be clear because according to our council rules, you cannot proceed.
Also, I said what I said. If you care to come and join me, or Nurse Patty or Babe Solo, if any of you want to come up on the screen to join me in regards to this, you are welcome to come up on my panel, or anybody that's want to come up, they are invited. I put the link in the chat. So if you desire to come up, just come on up and I'll bring you in and we can go ahead and discuss these things. Thank you.
And you cannot put your name in the box after the meeting has started, because this happened before. So what is the rationale for letting this slide this time? Madam Clerk?
Hi, Michael.
Madam Clerk.
There was a question about the quorum, but the information is in the box. But there was a question about starting the meeting without a quorum.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Ms. Slaughter.
Now you see how they was allowed to clap, and there was a point of order not for them clapping, but a point of order for them in regards to if she's allowed to speak or not, because they had moved the box and they was trying to make sure her name was in the box to come up and speak. So that's why they're doing all this point of order right now. So this is what I want, to let you see that this is something that Harvey is not allowing them to do. So we will continue.
Order, point of order, point of order.
What's your point?
Madam Clerk, what was the question about starting a meeting without a quorum?
Madam Clerk.
The question was, how can the council have a meeting when there's no quorum, start the meeting without quorum? And there was a question about whether or not it was legal.
And was it found to be legal?
There's a legal opinion that says that what council has been doing.
So when the meeting started, was her slip in the box?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Ms. Davina. My name is Allison Montgomery Littlejohn, and I came here to address my concern about the EPA's recent decision to lift the Flint water emergency order. In an ABC 12 News article dated May 19, 2025, it was stated that since the EPA's emergency order was issued in 2016, Flint has made substantial progress, including testing below lead action levels since July 2016 and replacing more than 97% of its lead service lines. Additionally, yesterday evening, the following organizations, NRDC, ACLU, Concerned Pastors for Social Action, and What You Fighting For, sponsored a celebration at a local church because Flint is, quote unquote, on the verge of completing the court-ordered pipe replacement program. These two actions contradict Flint residents' complaints about having discolored, bad-smelling water and corroded pipes. So I was going to speak more about this, but I am so pissed off. Councilwoman Judy Priestley, how dare you? How dare you start a meeting with only 3 council people present to stop people from speaking at this podium? How dare you? Low down, low class. The next time that casket come to Flint, maybe it should be marched in front of your house. Since you are, thank you. I'm just so disappointed. Very low class of you, Miss Judy. Very low class. I took PTO to come down to this meeting from my job. So I made a sacrifice to be here. The least you could do is respect that. Additionally, Councilwoman Dr. Liddell Lewis, I do not give you permission to dishonor me or disrespect me. Don't you ever in your life stare at me in an intimidating way while I'm sitting in the audience. Don't you ever do that ever to me again. You got away with it a few years ago at Flint Community School school board education meeting, it won't happen again. Check yourself. I don't know who raised you, but you better get it together. And you too, Miss Judy Priestley. Get you some morals and a conscience. How dare you?
In other words, he's saying, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Get it, girl.
That was the final speaker for this meeting.
That was the final speaker. It's now time for council response. Members of the council shall have 2 minutes.
Hey, everybody. At a time like this, we can't forget that the fight for a brighter future.
To respond to each, I'm going to read it. Sorry, I was doing it off my memory. Council members may respond once to all public speakers only after all public speakers have spoken. An individual council member's response shall be limited to 2 minutes.
Michael says, Roxy, it's all about the damn money. You're right. It's all about the money. It's not about the people. It's not about the constituents. It's all about the money, for the love of money. And in the meantime, people are suffering from it. They have so much love for the money that they don't have love for one another anymore, or for the people anymore. And you are absolutely right, Michael. And it hurts to my heart that this is going on. Now watch how these ladies, the one with the white hat, the lady that's sitting to the left of the lady with the white hat, and Miss Liddell, which is over in the far left corner when they come back up, and watch how they disrespect and talk to one another. There is no organization with them at all. None whatsoever.
Is there anyone who'd like to address?
Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. So to all the speakers and those who could not get their names put in the box, you need to make sure you support someone for that third ward who will.
Now, that one with the white hat is the one that's speaking. She is the one that has more care in regards to what's happening with the constituents in Flint than anybody else. Just watch and listen. I'm not going to stop it anymore. I'm sorry.
Uphold your First Amendment. It's just going to be a problem.
I'm
want
Missy.
to say this.
Thank you for joining me.
When the EPA, number one, stated that they were lifting the emergency and it was a celebration, it is not a celebratory time. I'm still asking for the list of the homes that the service lines weren't changed, and I have not gotten it. And this is over a year and a half. I've not gotten it because I will knock the doors, and I've stated for my ward and any of the other ones if I have to. Haven't gotten it. So if we don't have all the service lines replaced, we do not have our, we had violations before. Our administrative consent order, the violations, these still stand. Still haven't figured out how we gonna pay for this list because he's now resigned, our DPW manager. He said we didn't have funding for it. Then we have the water distribution optimization plan, two crucial plans to make sure Flint has safe drinking water in our infrastructure, and we don't have the dollars. So I'm not understanding why it's a celebratory moment. It's not for me. When I took over the weekend even, and yesterday, 2 calls about people who need to have their service lines changed. Flint has got some issues, but it gets down to who's in whose pocket. These plans are not, they're not funded. They are required by our administrative consent order. You can download it. It's 177 pages. I've talked about it numerous times, and it's something that's serious because that water flows through everything.
Thank you. Is there anyone else?
And then I also want to acknowledge the fact that we all found out about the EPA lifting the emergency the same time everyone else did. We found out in the news. It would have been nice to have a conversation to be able to address some concerns, but Ms. Claire, like you said, we need to write a letter. Thank you.
Going on,
Madam
entertain.
Chair.
Yeah, go ahead.
So before we go on, I would like to have a point of order. So we do have a gentleman with the tripod there.
It's a single, it's not a tripod. And in the rules, it say tripod, not single. And plus, he's holding it, and it's not on the floor.
I have already asked the clerk, I'm waiting for her.
Okay, this lady is the acting chairman for the night. The other lady is Dr. Liddell. She's the one that's a narcissistic. You will find out how narcissistic she is. Just wait. It's about to begin.
Point of order. I believe the council member was talking to the chair, and there was an audience member speaking out of turn.
I'll take a one.
All right, you can have it.
Thank you.
Request for information. What's your request? Please, can we have a decent meeting with this stuff? Yeah. Are we waiting for a legal opinion from the attorney or? I'm asking the clerk. I've asked the clerk. You can, just pull up the resolution that was adopted. Pardon? You can continue and I'm just pulling up the resolution. Okay, thank you very much. All right,
Tired of typing tons of notes
Sorry
during
about that.
class? There's finally a better way.
You're looking at these
It's called
videos
Otter.
on YouTube, you get a lot of commercials. So bear with me.
So it's
for
now time,
information,
what is your
Madam Chair.
request?
I'm gonna say a point of order through you too. If she's waiting on.
What's your point of order?
My point of order is regarding the resolution to the city, because if this, we're waiting.
Your point of order is always to the chair.
Judy, to whoever today. So
Excuse me, point of order.
What's your point?
The colleague in the sixth ward is not allowed to disrespect the chair. That's the point.
Go ahead, Ms. Burns.
Here we go. Here we
Go ahead, Ms.
go.
my
Burns.
question is, did you, as I believe through you to the city attorney, I believe it says tripod,
No,
as in
no,
three.
ma'am, you cannot address the city
Oh,
attorney,
y'all
only
are
myself.
ridiculous. You know?
I am waiting for the clerk's response.
then
She
I'm
will get
asking
back
you,
with me.
Okay, I'm asking you, do you know if the ordinance said, or through you to the chair or to the attorney, are you telling me I can't speak to the city attorney? Or
I-
ask him a
Not
question?
as a point of order, you must address the chair, the
Okay, well,
chair.
request for information then.
What is your request?
Request to you to the city attorney. I would like to know the tripod.
Point of order.
What is your
That's
point?
not how this works.
No.
Being on council this
Go
long, we
ahead.
should know this.
Go
Listen,
ahead. Madam,
listen.
excuse me.
Hold on.
The
hold
clerk
on.
is back with an answer.
I still had the floor.
But I
before-
just took it away
before
from you.
You know what?
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna tell y'all what. You're gonna be here by yourself today. And I'm not even talking to her down there, but I'm asking you as the chair.
Point of order.
What's your point?
She is
I'm talking
taking
to
the
the
floor
chair.
using privileged
I'm
motion.
asking like you did. I said point of order. You're intervening. You're taking.
Point of
the floor.
order.
What's your
You
point?
already
Just wait.
stated the point of order to the chair, and point of order was denied. So we're waiting.
No, I
so
did
we're
I
waiting
did a
on.
request for information.
And I denied that, and the clerk just came back.
Listen.
Madam Clerk, what does the sign say? What is the ordinance?
Tripod.
Excuse me,
Thank you.
what does the resolution say? Madam Clerk, are you prepared to answer that at this point? Or shall we continue to the consent agenda?
You can continue.
Okay, well, it's now time for the consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
so moved.
it's been moved by the Councilwoman in the second ward. Is there support? Okay, there's been a total separation. Huh? Of course. And then she'll leave. I'll entertain another motion.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to put a motion on the floor to move that to council.
Point of order. I could not hear her because she's speaking to her mic clear, please. I couldn't understand it.
She
Sounded
made a
garbled.
motion to send to council.
Okay, thank you.
So the councilwoman in the second ward has made a motion to send to council. Is there support? Is there support? It's been support. It's been supported by the councilwoman in the seventh ward. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so in case the colleagues didn't know, the city attorney's office has lost some attorneys, and I want to make changes to this, and I can't get answers to it. So if you want to you want to kill it tonight, let's do it. Let's just kill it. But I will not be supporting it in its current form.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion? Any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So, we have no clue what was happening. Only thing we know is that the councilwoman in the sixth ward told him to separate everything on the agenda. Then he did so. And so we don't
What's your
have.
point?
You're just lying.
I mean, just like he didn't call me a monkey or jump at me or have his brother
Excuse me,
come and
that's out of
intimidate
order.
me, but that's fine.
That's out of order.
So moving on.
That's out of order. Go ahead. You
So,
cannot address
so
past
we have,
cases.
so we, it sounds like that
Point of
it's
order.
some knowledge that.
Point of order.
What is your point? What is your point?
Okay, I'm gonna give you a couple points. One is page 26, section 3-0104, that you must respect and show decorum for your colleagues and also the residents. You're not doing that. I'm not being disrespectful, but you're being very hasty.
What is your?
Now, my next point is Robert's Rules 43.21, speaking to my motives. I absolutely did not ask him to separate. So she is a big liar. A big liar. I didn't ask him to do that. Did not.
Request for information.
What is your request?
I was wondering if my colleague in the sixth ward knows that I heard her ask if he was going to separate, and then he turned around and said total separation.
No, that is not saying separate. No,
All right.
difference.
You just
I
said you didn't say it.
separate.
Gotcha.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
Got you too.
People.
The viral 30-second pink salt trick that melts fat was actually featured on the Today Show. But for
Please, I did.
Now you see how unorganized this board is. It's a lot of point of order, and then it's no point of order that's worth anything. The lady with the white hat on is saying the different, the reasons and showing the ordinance of where it came from. But the other lady, Liddell, that's on the far left, is coming up with petty stuff, childish stuff. Wait, it's just beginning to get good.
I did rule that point of order out of order. So go ahead with that. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. And so hearing that we're missing an attorney, and because of that, talking about killing this, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what my colleagues know that we don't pertaining to this resolution. So that was a big reason why I have no clue on why he decided to leave this here. So I had no clue. So I would definitely like to hear more during this time of discussions if my colleagues have that information. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
It's not, but point of order, Madam Chair. So I'm just checking in with the clerk about the, because I see we have we have a tripod to join us in the front row.
Now she's more worried about a tripod and a camera and all this stuff instead of dealing with what's going on as far as the city of Flint. This is tell you how unorganized and how, I don't even know how to describe this board. These people voted them in and they have no clue of what they're doing. They just point of order, point of order, point of order. I mean, it's so much point of order through this, it's pathetic. This whole meeting is a whole bunch of point of order and personal attacks. There's nothing so far that I have watched from AK Cole. Thank you again, AK Cole, for the footage that constitute anything to deal with the issue with the water with Flint. You'll come together to deal with the water with Flint, the EPA, the children being having the jobs for the summer, and there's so many point of orders through this meeting. It is so pathetic. Nothing is getting done. It's nothing but a whole bunch of bickering and arguing, and nothing has been accomplished. These are what these board meetings in these different towns and cities are doing. Nothing is getting productive. Nothing productive is happening in none of these. Harvey, there's nothing productive from what I'm getting from I think it's Nurse Patty. Was it you, Nurse Patty? They said that you live in, Nurse Patty says there's nothing productive in Riverdale either. They're going through some changes. Now we're seeing Flint is going through some changes. I'm like, what are we going to do, with all of this? These days, there's a lot of things that needs to be taken care of. And y'all dealing with petty stuff. I'm like, when is business going to get done? I'm so glad, so thankful, happy, glad that Dalton is taking care of business now. I am so glad that Thornton Township is taking care of business now. If we can just get the other ones from Southland to be on point. Exactly. Mrs. Sanders said it's a flashback from Tiffany, but worse. Exactly. It is worse. This one and Harvey, OMG. Harvey, at least the people here can clap. And Harvey, they can't even clap. They get escorted. They get manhandled. If they don't move right away, they say, well, I have a right to sit here. They'll grab them by the arm and force them out of the meeting. If you got a video and you're going live on your video on Facebook or Twitch or whatever platform you're going on, and you whispering to the people or what's going on so they know what's going on in your video. If they see you moving your mouth, or he see you moving your mouth, he'll give the side eye to the police officer. They'll come over and stand beside you and ask you to leave. If you choose not to leave, and he felt that he wants you to leave anyway, they will manhandle you and force you out the door. If you continue to refuse to leave, they will manhandle you, handcuff you, and charge you $500 for disrupting the peace. This is what, and my thing is, what are you doing with the $500 once you get it? Yes, Missy, the person that got, she said, I've seen that someone was arrested. Yes, Alderwoman Kobe Chapman, who is an alderman. It's like Dalton trustees. The aldermans at Harvey is the same kind of equivalent with the trustees at Dalton. And he's having them escorted out. So you know how Dalton trustees used to talk back to Tiffany, where they're not allowed to talk back to him. And this is what Tiffany was trying to do. So now this one, they don't have the mayor there. The mayor is not present. So far, I haven't seen a meeting yet that the mayor is present in any of these council meetings. But they have a chairman that's in charge of the council meeting. And the lady to the left, which is Dr. Liddell, she has a narcissistic attitude. She wants to run it the way she wants to run it. But the problem is she's going personal. She's not doing it in any way that's productive or anything that is dealing with the facts. It's all personal. Just listen. You're going to see how much a point of order they're going to say throughout this video. It's nothing but point of order, and a whole lot of BS. Nothing is getting done. Nothing is brought up about business except for when they talk about the children. So I'm going to we're going to move on and let you hear some more.
Okay. Madam Chair.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, you are out of order. Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Madam Chair, the resolution that was adopted by the council on May 29th, 2024, resolution adopting a designated videography area in city council chambers, freestanding camera stands. The resolved paragraph states that all use of freestanding camera stands, including but not limited to tripods, camera stands, and other physical devices used to support or elevate cameras, cell phones, or other video recording devices, is restricted to an area to be designated by the city clerk in the northeast corner of the city council chambers during those meetings. Persons in violation of this resolution will be deemed to be acting in a disorderly fashion and shall be ordered to leave the meeting. And any unattended video equipment shall be deemed abandoned. So if there is any stands or anything used, a physical device to support the camera, then it is in violation of the resolution.
So I'm going to ask the two gentlemen in front who are having stands that hold their cameras to either go back to the videography area or to remove themselves from this meeting.
Request for information.
What's your request?
Did it say freestanding? It's not freestanding. It's not free. Those are not
It
freestanding.
also
Those
says,
are
or
being held.
anything that elevates.
It's not being elevated above their head.
Madam Clerk, can you read that part again, please? Doesn't matter, it's the rules.
And so IO is merging with OpenAI, formed with the mission.
A point of order.
Sorry about that.
What's your point?
Yeah, so
We got the
have
commercial,
the
but
gentleman
they
in the
are
ninth
really,
ward
really getting petty.
is speaking to the colleagues' motive, saying that we don't want them here. We just
No,
want
the
everybody to be
colleagues
compliant
are
to the
speaking
same
to their
rules.
own motive.
So that's what
Your
we would like to
actions
have.
are speaking to
He's
your
out of
motive.
order.
You are out of order, Mr. Jarrett.
You know what? I got a
ma'am.
dying relative at a hospital tonight. Call me out of order. Give me a second so I can go home and be with my family. Do that.
You are getting your order. You are out of order, and that's your first warning.
You're breaking my fucking ear.
Ooh,
So,
such
so Madam
hostility.
Chair, is he released from this meeting? The guy that just yelled out. And then what about the,
Madam,
Go ahead.
Councilwoman, let me with it, please. I am the chair, not you.
Request for information.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, could you please?
Okay, yes, Michael. Michael is saying these people that are watched their back. I'm telling you, people getting pissed. Yeah, they're getting pissed, Michael. You are absolutely right. They are upset about what's going on. They are tired of this administration here, this board right here. I have yet to see the mayor in any of these meetings, but the thing is, I don't think the mayor needs to be there because they're sabotaging themselves. This is just ridiculous, and they are just getting started in the meeting. They haven't even really revved up yet. Just give it time. This is the wild and disrespectful meeting of Flint, Michigan.
Please reread the part again about the freestanding and elevated.
Council chambers.
Okay, seeing that those are used to elevate the cameras, you must go back to the videography area or remove yourself
Point of
from this
order.
meeting, or I
Point
will
of
have you
order.
removed. What?
It says freestanding. Freestanding, anything that is freestanding that is used to elevate it.
Point of order.
What's your point?
I did give that to the city attorney so that he could take a look. He may need time to look at it because he did not have that before. So I mean, this, I wish, can we just go on with the meeting while they're figuring out?
I did not receive
Oh, it didn't come through?
anything. No.
Okay, I'll resend it.
Okay, we will pause that on that, but I am asking you to remove yourself as soon as we get an opinion. Go ahead. This is the discussion. We're at the first round on resolution 250131. Members speaking were Mr. Pfeiffer, Dr. Lewis, and Ms. Mashat. Is there any other discussion on this resolution in the first round? Seeing none, I'll entertain any discussion on the second round.
So you did the thing. Or maybe you're thinking about doing the thing. And now your brain.
Is anyone
Madam
looking to
Chair.
speak in the second round?
Again, sorry
Madam
for the
Chair.
commercial, but
Go ahead.
these
Okay,
happen
so
when used.
I heard that the rationale for
Bear with me.
not
And
moving
again,
forward
thank
with
you,
this was
HJ
because of
for the footage.
the lack of one attorney in the law office. So through you to the councilman in the 8th Ward. So how does that hold a bearing on this resolution? I mean, we can laugh, but it's a city business, so that's fine. So the councilman in the 8th Ward refused to answer the question.
Mr. Woodson, you may leave. Yes, he did get a warning. He got a warning earlier.
Madam Chair.
This is your warning. Will be possible. But this is your,
Yes,
this
I
is your
said what I
warning.
said. Yes, I said what I said. Said, child, these city councils in these towns are something else. Yes, they are. Continue to listen. They ain't through yet. There's gonna be so many point of orders.
Is there any other discussion in the second round?
So as I was saying, I didn't finish my time.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's not a problem. So I asked the councilman in the 8th Ward, what was the link between the two so we can have an understanding. And according to our rules, you ask a request through the chair for the information so it can help you decide your next vote. And that's exactly what I was doing. And so since the councilman in the 8th Ward refused to engage per his requested duty as a councilman, now we don't have information and we're sitting over here mad. This is when we talk about personalities taking over the job. We can't afford to have this happen. We must be consistent with the rules and we must work with colleagues. If we're not going to work with colleagues, please continue to stay home, take another vacation, get absent again. But those that come, we're here to do the work.
They're gonna
And
miss our
giggling and
statistic.
laughing about the work not taking place is not funny. So I would like to definitely compel my colleague in the 8th Ward. You've been missing for several weeks. Please go and then take care of your loved
Point
one.
of order. Wasn't the colleague absent in the last meeting?
Oops.
And she's going to call me absent?
Ooh.
Well, thank you.
Wait,
and so, if you want to talk about that point of order, I had a conversation with the chair. They knew why I was not here. Okay, so we must make sure that we keep the main thing. The main thing is Mr. Pfeiffer not stating what one lawyer being minus from the legal department have to do with not moving this resolution forward to council. I don't understand. And so since I don't understand, I can't be in support of keeping this in finance. So I'm going to vote that we move this to council, and hopefully my colleagues will get on board and supply the information so we can move as a body, as a functioning body. But again, if I'm not here, I watch the meeting and I know what's going on. So and I encourage my other colleagues to do the same. Thank you.
Thank you.
Request for, no, I'm gonna do a point of order.
Here we
because
go.
You need to, according to our charter, and there's a lot of disrespect, page 26, section 3-104, it speaks of decorum. She doesn't have decorum. And you need to warn her. She's talking about monkeys and what in making allegations. That's not what in our charter. It states that we must be respectful to the constituents and to each other.
Ms. Burns, I did call that point of order when she discussed the monkey issue out of order. I did call her out of order for that. So any other discussion in the second round?
So I hear what you're saying.
Right.
I do. But once we approve this without recipients, then the mayor's cherry picks his organizations and his friends, and that's who the money goes to. And people who do quid pro quos, that's who the money goes to.
I'm not here to speak about the mayor.
I
know
understand. I understand that.
I'm
So-
here in my I'm in here in my capacity, and I was called up to speak.
Yeah.
It's unfair that you would get political with me like that. All I'm saying is the money doesn't exist, so it's because you haven't approved it. Once you approve it, then we can identify
So
potential
I'm not
recipients.
I'm not going to, thank you. I'm not going to approve it to then find out after the fact that my vote was used to pay off friends and family. I'm not going to do it.
Any other discussion in the first round?
Everything is about what you can prove. If you can prove that the mayor is doing this for friends and family, bring this before this body. Bring it. But what? Right. So I believe that I just want my seconds back.
Go ahead. Make it 4 minutes. Sir.
Thank you. And so, unless you can bring this before this body, we will not have accusations like this. I'll give you a great example. Just like the monkey word. No. Just like someone flinching at me. Just like.
Point of order.
I stopped it because now you see what I'm talking about. She's talking about something that already been taken care of. Time to move on to the next subject. Time to deal with what's on this gentleman is standing at the podium about, and she's bringing back up about the monkey thing. This is what I'm saying. This is what our boards in these different cities are doing. They're not dealing with the business at hand for the constituents or the residents in their village, their towns, or their cities. They're dealing with BS. A lot of stuff that has nothing to do with the health and the welfare of the residents. They're dealing with everything petty among themselves instead of dealing with what's going on within the city. And this is sad. This is really, really sad. And Michael said, no Tiffany Henry there. No, it's no Tiffany, but she acts like Tiffany. Dr. Liddell act like Tiffany because she's basically the one that's talking throughout the whole meeting, and everybody is, challenging her because she's talking about BS. And that's why there's not hardly anybody in the meeting. That's why Jed is up there fighting, because they're not dealing with the business at hand. They're not dealing with nothing that's going to help benefit the residents. It's petty stuff. It's personal stuff that they're dealing with. you can hash that out in the parking lot. You ain't got to bring it in the meeting and hash it out because it has nothing to do with the residents. But we will continue on.
Point of order.
What's your point?
No. She's speaking to motives about.
I'm not speaking to motives.
I have the floor. Why
How
are you
is this
talking?
germane? How is this germane, Madam Chair?
I'll tell you right now. How's
Point
Jermaine?
of order.
What's your point?
One, she's not being germane. Number two, she's speaking to motives that did not happen. So
Go-
you need to
ahead.
correct her.
Thank you. So my point is, everything that I just said can be pulled up on videotape, just like St. Mark pastor admitting that he feeds people outside of the city of Flint and how he using the money. So everything
order.
that I'm saying,
What's your point?
She's not being germane. St. Mark has nothing to do with this, but her calling people bitches is a true fact.
Go ahead, Dr. Lewis. You are using these as examples.
thank you. And again, we have colleagues that threaten us with her attendance, continuing to lie. And so the point is, pull out the film. Where's the footage? We have the footage for everything that we're talking about. We get up out of our seats when we're caught up and we don't have anything else to say. The point is, we cannot make those false allegations on anyone, the mayor included, unless you have the proof. So if you don't have proof coming from our elected seats, and we're quick to talk about the Robert Rule that speaks about speaking the motives, don't do it, because you're speaking the motives and you don't know. He's not on his body, but he still is the mayor.
This is just an example of how this meeting was going. And it's more, I'm not going to take up too much more time because I don't want to use up all my time tonight. And I know some people got to go to work and, deal with other things. But for all those that replay, thank you for coming in and viewing the replay. Put in your likes. Hit the like button for me when you do come in the replay. Those that's in here, if you haven't already hit the like button, please, for me. You can also hit the share button, and also you can go in and also hit the likes, share, and subscribe if you have not subscribed to my channel already. I was just giving you an example of how this meeting goes in Harvey. In Flint. Oh, thank you, Michael. Thank you so much. This is what I wanted to show, how our government is running now. We're not getting anything done. These are jobs that people have. These are jobs that people are not taking a heed that things out here are serious and people need help. They don't need this. They already said the water is not good. The money that they're supposed to have been releasing, they have not received the money in Flint. Their people are not being taken serious about what's going on in Flint. Harvey, he's boarding up businesses, trying to force the churches to get business license. If they don't get business license, they can't open their doors. They can't even go into their place of worship. These cities, these towns are just doing too much. They're just doing the most. And like I said before, I'm so thankful that Dalton and Thornton Township are moving forward in a positive way. I just want to, for all of us and those that have, go on other content creators channels, bring awareness to what's going on in Flint and in Harvey, especially Harvey. Let's stay on his neck, Christopher Clark's neck, the same way we stayed on Tiffany's neck. He was there. He was mayor before Tiffany was mayor. So she was trying to do what he's doing. So that shows that and if you see his videos and everything for Harvey and their board meetings, you see that she was trying to do the same with Dalton. Thank God we had trustees that fought up against her and stood their grounds against her. But he has such a scare tactic to his aldermen and alderwomen that they're afraid to challenge him. And it's only 2 on his board that will challenge him. And it's sad. It's really sad. Only 2 out of the whole board that would challenge him. So I'm just gonna call it a night. I will get more information and I will come on again tomorrow. Please look out for my notifications. Please heed to the notifications, put your notifications on all so you can know when I'm coming on. But I'm gonna come on more regular now because I think it's time for Harvey to get a rude awakening and let them know that we see them, we're here for them, and also for Flint. We hear you, we see you, and we're gonna help as best we can to get it out there or how unfair you are being treated. And I just want to thank everybody that came on tonight. I want to thank all of those that's in the replay. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. And I hope you have a blessed and wonderful night. Thank you and have a great one.